Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under
Otra vez ando volando, traigo una pinche loquera. Y es que así salió el muchacho, no me importa quién me quiera, porque pura madre cambio, porque pura madre cambio. Traigo el estilo más puto pesado, soy de Sonora del Río Colorado. 653 represento mi estado, yo pura verga me quedo callado. Tengo toda mi clica que me hace el paro, pato no la cague porque sale caro. No me mire feo, no me mire raro, que no me interesa su pinche descaro. Ya está caliente machina allá afuera, puro pendejo deseando que muera, pero puta madre bajo bandera. Yo me cargo una puta traquetera, no me diga que aquí no hay otra manera. Solo con los míos circulo la acera, revienta mi corazón, siento que se me acelera. Mantente callado, callado, espera. Muchos traicioneros me han llamado amigo, creen que me la creo, yo nomás me río. Yo sé lo que traigo, me pego un suspiro. Quisiera pegarles en la frente un tiro, pero na, pero na. Otra vez ando volando, traigo una pinche loquera. Y es que así salió el muchacho, no me importa quién me quiera, porque pura madre cambio, porque pura madre cambio. Muchos me dicen que soy bien grosero, que canto pura tontería. La neta me vale macizo, que vergas critican si esto es cosa mía. Que si ando quemando María, que si mi alma ya vendería, que si gané la lotería, parece que son policías. Todo tranquilo por el terreno, me voy calmado, todo sereno. Soy mexicano de orgullo moreno, me marcan al phone que quieren lo bueno. Yo me entrego el feeling contagiando, llega todo bien rayado, chamaco que pica. Me faltan tornillos, me faltan tuercas, hazme mala cara, te mando a la verga. Y es que así soy, no se porte culero, ya me cansé, dame todo tu dinero. Ya les llovió, les cayó el mero mero, tape goteras, traigo un aguacero. No ponga pero parece pendejo, hace un chingo que yo ya no me dejo. Siempre pa' adelante, nunca paso de cangrejo. Otra vez ando volando, traigo una pinche loquera. Y es que así salió el muchacho, no me importa quién me quiera, porque pura madre cambio, porque pura madre cambio. Otra vez ando volando, traigo una pinche loquera. Y es que así salió el muchacho, no me importa quién me quiera, porque pura madre cambio, porque pura madre cambio.
viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Payday. Payday. That's what I heard the dude say. That's what's funny. Let's see what we got going on here. Hoo-wee. Buenas noches, fam. Buenos días, buenas tardes. I know that this is not a topic of this channel, but I've had some people ask me some questions about it, post and then on a live. I'm gonna give my opinion, but I'm also going to show you guys why I'm doing this, okay? Let's see who's here. Hey, what up? What up, brother? ¿Qué huele, señor? Say what's up to your family and your son. I think your son likes boxing, man, so he may like this class. I mean, this session. Hopefully, I don't think it'll be long. This is just basic stuff, boxing stuff, you know, just for now. But it relates to our topic or our channel. You see, when I first started this channel, I knew there was going to be some type of, you know, like they're going to turn on you concept, right? But I didn't really think about like how it would spread, the genre. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I do. I really. That was my gift. My gift. I played more soccer, like at a higher competitive level than boxing, but I did have my little smoker shit, and you know what I'm saying. I did train. I did get to train with professional fighters, as they were trainers too. Young, they were like maybe 15 years older than me at that time. So you know, I do have this natural connection to it. Like, you know, sometimes I say maybe I was a warrior at one point, spiritual warrior. You get what I'm saying? And like growing up in the east side, Pozole, Oceanside, obviously, I didn't get in no fights with none of the homies. Fuck no, bro. Like, you get jumped. There's no fair fights with that shit. But I did get into, you know, some fucking one-on-ones in other places, and I rather did enjoy it. I'm 49 now. I don't think I want to do that unless I have to. But anyways, so that's a genre, boxing. You get what I'm saying? Boxing comes with all types of nationalities playing that field. You get what I mean? Training and fighting and sparring, white, black, brown, yellow, Asian, Filipino, Samoan, Arabic. You know what I mean? Like everybody does boxing. See, and then you have this genre of what this channel has been about, basically Hebrew, you know, understanding, right? And then you have, let's say, other genres. And like, what's the other one? Well, let's stick to these two right now. I never thought, maybe I did at one point, but it never occurred to me that I would start seeing Waboism FBA, you know, like folky shit concept, like Afrocentric, straight up eugenics, superiority fucking talk. That has never happened in boxing. It never has happened in boxing. And
I'm not gonna be.
I think one of the reasons why this thing is fishing or being tarnished, it's almost like y'all are tarnishing like boxing in itself of what it's about. I'm like, what's going on, man? So I'm gonna give you some reasons, and then I'm gonna show you the actual what I think, what my opinion is, a fair opinion, and not based on race, just based on facts and skills and things that I see. But it's just weird to me, man, that now this eugenics FBA concept is transferring over to this other boxing now. Now you're seeing these words in boxing because Canelo, right? He happens to look like a gringo and shit. You know what I mean? I think that's the avenue that's been taken. And, you know, it ain't like Raza is really helping. A lot of you dumbasses still think that we got light skin because supposedly we mix with these fucking, oh my God, dog. But anyways, let's begin.
And
let's begin.
I'm not gonna be around here trying to explain who we are, what we are. Y'all already know who we are. Y'all always trying to, you know, key in with y'all slave masters so y'all can jump into our spot. You can't get our spot. Y'all never will be like us. Y'all not fighters like us, because every...
You see that? Okay, so now, let me tell you something. In case you guys don't know, this guy here, his name is Zab Judah. Zab Judah. Now, he is from like the 1990s era of boxing, okay? When people saw his name, they didn't think nothing of it. Why would we? It's just a name. Zabdiel Judah. Now, if you think about what that is, Judah, I mean, we know what that Judah word means off the Bible, right? Okay. But you see, even in those years, like this was never really a reason like, oh, well, we're the chosen. Because you're starting to hear that shit. It's kind of weird, man. Check this out. So here we see Mexican fan that admits it has nothing to do with David's accomplishments. They're just scared. Right? Honestly, I don't even know why this is even a topic. But you can hear. Matter of fact, let's read some of the comments. You can see. Yeah, I made a comment. It says here, as a Mexican, that's not a character of a Mexican. That's the character of a casual. Canelo has the biggest casual fan base. That's why I rock with Benavides, right? So like a stupid ass, he continues the division, right? But again, I wouldn't be saying none of this if when you stick to boxing, you stick to boxing. But it seems like racism now is in boxing again, but like from a different fucking direction. They wanted Floyd to fight little Gigi, whatever. See, Mayweather Jr. took a risk. Okay, whatever. Canelo is supposed to be the world champion. That means you're supposed to be the best fighter in our division to prove that you are deserving the title. If you don't want to do that, then give up the belt. Right on it, bro. So check this out, all right? So listen to this. It is like this is the angle. And for some reason, boxing now has this talk.
That's that. But, yeah, we're here. This video was just made just to show you that we're here because y'all are scared of David. And then you ran to Terrence, and now you're scared of him. All right? So I don't want to hear no if he fights some blase splee. This shows you the energy of Mexican fan. Mexican fans have no competitive edge for Canelo Alvarez at all. This is why y'all have accepted all this PED, all this cheating, all these fake fights, all these fighting sparring partners, all this crap. This is why y'all accepted all of this. This is why Mexican fans have opted out for something artificial. No longer the Warriors considered today. None of these Mexicans can hold a candle to Oscar De La Hoya while they talk about the pantyhose wearing dude. And speaking of the pantyhose wearing Mexican, doesn't that relate to the down low Mexican situation y'all got going on around there? Don't it?
See what I mean? now you see what I'm talking about. This ain't boxing no more. That's not boxing anymore. So you use the avenue of Benavidez to talk shit and then just be the fuck. Come on, bro. We are aware now. We just never knew. At least I never thought that boxing would be about that. And it's not the white man doing this in our face. Maybe they're the mechanic, the ones creating this or engineering this fucking crazy ass chaos. Maybe, but it's not them that are actually manifesting that shit. Like now you're talking about some gay shit, bro. Do you really want me to go there?
Don't it? Since y'all want to drag us in the middle of that, let's bring that up. Let's make the correlation between the DL Mexican and what you seen in Oscar De La Hoya.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this ain't boxing no more. I mean, I could be, honestly, bro, I could be doing some shit like this and then say, oh, that's why y'all going down in boxing and shit. But nah, bro, that is separate. Whatever you do in your room, bro, that you know what I'm saying?
So
like,
Young Thug
that's on you. Now, I don't know if you would make it in boxing if you rolling like that and shit, you know what I'm saying? But still, like, that's none of my business. I'm not here to tell you any of that. Now, when you go and claim that a lot of raza, right? Because you just
So you mean to tell me that y'all niggas
said Canelo, you just said Mexicans. Now, I'm telling you, family, that I truly believe that because of the way Canelo looks, because he looks like a white dude, they're taking it that route. They're taking it that route. And you got raza too, like being stupid about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, check it. Hold on. I'm glad you said that, bro. Omar E., I'm glad you said that. Because, like, for real, look, and listen, boxing should have never been about that. That's why, like, I have my other subscription from an old long time ago. So a lot of my subscriptions are about boxing. So sometimes I just check out from this login here, and you know what I mean? I don't want, because it's algorithm. They only send me like what I normally see relating to what I do in this channel. And sometimes I'll just check out and be like, let me go check out some fucking boxing or some music or some other shit. And, I keep it there. Like I could go the other way and be like, oh, Hebrew Israelites and all that shit. But you want to know something? Like, that's not new, bro. Zab Judah, okay, he's a very good fighter. See, when it comes to boxing, I respect people because I used to do it myself. It ain't about color in this shit. It's just a skill level or just the heart too, man. So you would think that this has been, look, they could have gone this route before, but they didn't, because guess what? It wasn't about that. Now they're getting like straight, it ain't boxing, bro. It's like, they ain't boxing no more. This is now hate.
Hey, look, and you only seen that in the Latino Oscar De La Hoya.
See, so let's go back a little bit. Again, like, this is why it's not about Mexican fans admit it has nothing to do with David's accomplishment. No, it's not about that. It's about this chunk right here. From here to here, he really expresses how he feels. There's like a homo situation here. But now, this hate is turning into boxing. It went from BHI to Waboism to Colombianos, like a bunch of bullshit. Then the Moors and all, man, I'm telling now boxing. You could have left that shit alone, bro. But the fact is that when you got Raza being as competitive as you, I think you envy that you're not number one. And that's okay because Lomachenko was a fucking pound per pound good fighter. And he wasn't white. I mean, he wasn't black or brown, bro, or Asian. The dude was a gringo and shit, like Güero. The dude was good. The guy in the heavyweight belt. Like, when it comes to fighting, you can't put a color on that shit, man. Anyway, but let's listen to this, though.
DL Mexican and what you seen in Oscar De La Hoya. Hey, look, and you only seen that in the Latino Oscar De La Hoya. Told you, man. They men is perverted, bro. But I'm getting off on something different. But I had to throw that jab at you. You know I had to. Fuck y'all. Real talk. But yeah, look at that energy, bro. I don't want to. Now, look at our energy. We always be eager to see fights.
So you know, he gets that angle. Okay, so fine. So let's see if this is true.
Really. So Young Thug is really making it clear that if he going down for anything, he taking somebody down with him for something. So this man then said, since y'all want to call me a snitch, let's just air it all out then. We all been taking mad in Atlanta. I'm talking all your favorite rappers be taking it and they homeboys be giving it. Don't wear no skinnies around, baby, if you not with it. Just saying. So, Thug just like, I'm going to be at the top of my pettiness because now they done busted me for these snitching allegations. And I'm just going to take everybody down with me. And that's just what it is. So now, Thug, I'm assuming you done just got to the point where everything you know, you just letting it air out. You just literally said that all the rappers, all our favorite rappers from Atlanta, Baby, Gunna, all y'all, that's what y'all down there doing. Thug, that's some information, but still, you ain't right.
He said, that's some information, but still you ain't right. Hold on a second.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
And the puto part is noun, not a verb or adverb.
Down there in Atlanta, sitting up there wearing skirts, talking about it's a motherfucking trend. And then y'all trying to be hard. Y'all better pick a side because you can't be hard and be like that.
A little bit. There it goes. Right here. All right, I got my... Yeah, it's because Atlanta is Atlantis. Brother VTC fucking said that shit. That shit was funny, V. Shit was funny. Anyways, remember, keep in mind, look, I'm not kidding, man. Zab DL Judah. So he proclaimed, or at least his father named him that because his father believed that they're so-called Hebrews. But you see, they was never talked about in boxing, even though by you claiming that you claim superiority, by you claiming that. That's the fact, Jack, because God chose you. But now we're seeing it more in an advantageous way of, you know, saying some shit. Let's hear a little bit more, and then we're going to move on into my opinion.
We are always eager to see our fight. Well, at least most of us anyway. I can't say nothing about the Foot Clan. You know what I'm saying? I can't say nothing about the Buttermilk Gang. I can't say shit about them. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of us regular old folks, the rest of us regular old black folks, we want to see our fighter get in the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? We just cut.
Good, and I'm glad that he said that. Because that should be what boxing's about. And I'm going to tell you something to you dumbasses and shit. Because I remember Canelo saying this. And by the way, he is from Guadalajara, Jalisco, from where I'm from. Now, you may think that the dude is a gringo, but I will fucking tell you right now, man, I'll put money on that shit. This dude is no fucking gringo, bro. Ain't no gringo fighting like him. And unless you've done it yourself, then you know what I mean? Like, you would understand that shit. Gringos don't fight like this dude. Yeah, they do. You want to know, man, I have a strong feeling that they're hyping them up so then so many people can bet against the odds. Like a lot. This will probably be the most bet against the odds ever. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna bet like, oh yeah, Crawford's gonna win. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? You never know about these people. Yeah, mama. You never. Hold on a second. Let me help out my daughter. Hold on. Turn it inside out. Yeah, I know. Here. All right. Thanks. All right, mama. Fix your leg. All right, sorry, fam. This is my daughter. Anyways, I will tell you. I don't know, bro. Like, if you're from Guadalajara, you would understand what I'm saying. Because I'm there. Like, my son looks like this guy, dude. Except my son doesn't have red hair. That's it. My son looks just like almost like this dude. He just doesn't have red hair. He's got black hair. Same skin tone. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. Look, if you guys think he's wet or whatever, it is what it is. But I've been watching boxing a long time, and this dude, to me, that's Raza style boxing from day gone going. No, it's because of this, man.
I say I don't want to fight Mexican. It's because I represent Mexico, and that's why. But I don't care. I fight anybody, and I fight all my entire life anybody.
I'll give you an example, Chris, because welcome back. I guess you're not mad at me no more. Thank you. Caleb Plant fought Benavides, and he went 12 rounds with him. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this part, because I'm gonna tell you, because I do follow boxing, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro, if it wasn't for this channel or what I, obviously care about now, I probably would have done that, channel shit. Because I really do like boxing, and I go historical on it too. So let me just show you this real quick.
Would you ever fight a Mexican-American fighter like David Benavidez?
Like I say, I represent Mexico, so that's why I don't like to fight with Mexican fighters anymore.
In case you don't know this, okay? When he went to visit the president of Mexico, like, that was one of the reasons why he emphasized the fact that he hated how other nationalities. Now, you want to talk about that? Well, let's talk about it then. Since you guys want to fucking know, then let's find out. He was very clear on this. Whenever people want a record, they go down to Mexico, okay? And they use our gente as a fucking punching bag, as a fucking numbers game. That's exactly what he was fighting against. That's why he was like, we need to make like a professional amateur space so motherfuckers don't come to Mexico and take advantage of our people just to fucking create a record. Like Devin Haney. Tim Bradley was the fucking first one that said what he needs to do is he needs to go back to square one and he needs to go down and fight some Mexicans down there. That's what he said. I think it was him or Andre Ward. Thank you, bro. They don't look Irish at all, bro. Thank you, bro. Their family was like paleteros and shit. They used to send paletas and shit over there in Zapopan. They grew up in Zapopan. I got family in Zapopan. They knew of this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I know the fucking dude, but in Guadalajara or in Mexico at least, you know the neighborhood, bro. You may know people like 15 blocks away because you play sports against each other's blocks. That's just the way it used to be, man. You guys don't know that shit about our life. Yeah, we did. You're right. He did. But I'll say this. His dad didn't help him at all. David Benavidez's father, he talked a lot of shit, man. he should have just shut the fuck up. He should have just shut up. No digas nada, güey. Just let it come to you. Because that's why Benavides was talking respectfully to Canelo. Not like, oh, I submit to you. No, just like, hey, I respect your fight. Looking forward to it. He was smart enough to know that. Pero ahí va su papá, güey, metiendo la pinche boca, güey. Like, nah, you're sucking suck. Bro, why are you going to do it? That's why you know how you have to run business. Sometimes people don't do it just because they don't want to give you the fucking money, man. Sometimes it's like that. I don't think he's afraid of Benavides, bro. Because at the end of the day, fighters at that level, they're not afraid, man. Chris, you got to understand, they're not like you and I. And I'm saying it because I even fucking did this. Not at that level. But if you're an elite fighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not afraid, bro. Like, you may be worried about other shit, but you're not afraid. Like that, people need to stop saying that shit, bro. You guys need to stop saying that shit. Because it's not about fear. So look, I'm gonna give you some opinions of some people because I don't, man. I'm to be honest with you, bro. It sucks that they wanted to take it to like a race shit, you know, and that's the sad part. Because I listen to some of these people, bro, and it's just because it's boxing. It's not Hebrew Bible, like, bro. It's like, you know, it's just boxing. You know what I'm saying? You look at it as entertainment, or you look at it like what you used to do as a sport.
Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Canelo's walking into the Crawford fight with a different mindset. A mindset some of his fans have been demanding that he had or that he has for quite some time. We know there's a pattern with Canelo and how he looked in his last 4 to 5 fights. A guy who seems to take control, gets to fight at a pace where he's comfortable, and then he sets his whole game plan to cruise control. But I'm just telling you, he's a guy who, in my opinion, the energy is like, yo, I've been here before. Calm, unshaken, and I think he's convinced that with his experience and his cool composure, like a Mexican cucumber, that he is going to use those things to carry the night and get the victory over Terrence Crawford. Now, Canelo's not trying to match Crawford's speed, which I think is smart. He's trusting in his ability to read patterns, set traps, and make the ring feel smaller with every step.
And I'm glad that he said that because Canelo fought Mayweather trying to match his speed. That's where Canelo fucked up. He tried to match Mayweather speed. If you look at the whole recording, that the press conference, post, pre, whatever, all that shit, recording, whatever they do, right? Canelo was like getting ready for it. Like, I'm as smart as he is. I'm as fast as he is. Like, he had that mindset. He was trying to match his speed. Like, you don't do that. That's why there's such a thing as called timing. So what he's talking about is timing, meaning like you're on another level when you start considering timing and shit.
Now, for those of you who are curious, damn, man, what size ring is it? It's a 20-foot ring. But that shit can be a 40-foot ring. If you got somebody whose feet are moving faster than we've seen, which could be the case with Canelo, now he can use fewer steps to cut that ring off and be on bud and block those exit routes. Next thing you know, Crawford's getting the Guadalajara and Jalisco Bing Bings put on him.
So one thing that he said was he could step little by little, but I don't know if it just naturally came out of him to say that. But that's exactly what Canelo does. So let's go.
But again, with Canelo is a bit of a quiet confidence. You know, they say the most dangerous one in the room is that quiet one. That allows him to stay patient under fire. You know, Terrence Crawford's going to bring that heat. Canelo's not going to look to waste energy if he doesn't get tired. And I think he's going to wait for the perfect moment. Will it come? I don't know. But he's going to try to land some shit that's going to change the fight and then allow him to open up with his offense. I think he's going to be looking to get his counters off, of course, during the fight. But I think he has more of a mental blueprint. And I think his poise could turn Crawford's biggest weapon, which is Crawford's speed. It's not going to be easy, but he could turn Crawford's speed into a predictable rhythm.
Right there. That right there. Let me show you something real quick. I have a short little video. And I think I recorded it right. I know I should have. We're talking about head movement. Okay. Now, again, I wouldn't talk about this, but, I don't have no other channel. And a brother asked me the other day, and I've had some people, ask me before. So I think this is a good time to show this point of view, because it's just sad, man, that they're taking racism to boxing, man. Like, the white man did that shit. This was a sport that at least everybody can compete at. You know what I mean? Without taking it to hatred like the white man does. The white man, you know what I mean? That's what they've done all their life and shit. And y'all want to do that now. Check this out.
It matters to the judges. That's exactly.
Fight between Porter and Crawford. It's going to be really short. It's about 21 seconds. I need you to pay attention to the head movement, okay? To the head movement. Porter's not the type to do head movements. He's in and out, pressure fighter, swinging shit and all that. Now, he's 35 years old at this point. Keep that in mind. And he's also about 2 or 3 inches shorter than this guy. Pay attention.
What his trainer told him.
Not only the judges, but it's allowing Porter to get into a rhythm, to gain confidence. And it's forcing Bud to press because he knows he's behind, at least on my scorecard. He knows he's behind, at least on my press because he knows he's behind, at least on my scorecard.
Look at this from Bud
possibly the official scorecard.
Early on in round 6, as you see the head movement from Porter, but not able to dodge all of it.
Press because he knows he's behind, at least on my scorecard.
Look at this from Bud
possibly the official scorecard.
Early on in round 6, as you
press because he knows he's behind, at least on my score.
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time really determining if this guy has as fast hands as people say he does. I'm having a hard time seeing that. And then Porter is not a head mover, but he does it here. Okay? So I'm just giving you some little pointers before I get to my point.
The press because he knows he's behind.
Head movement.
At least on my scorecard.
look at this from
Possibly
Bud
the official scorecard.
early on in rounds.
Is he going to drop his hands down against Canelo like that? Is he going to do that? I hope not. I really hope not. Let me show you this one. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, this is it.
Crawford is about to turn 38 this December. He's getting old as well, and yet I don't hear that many people argue that Bud is on the decline and that this could negatively affect his chances of defeating a super middleweight Canelo. Crawford didn't look all that great against Madrimov. Let's just keep it real. This was Crawford's first and only fight to date at 154. Bud struggled. Bud looked confused. He wasn't moving his head. He was relying on movement with few instances of offensive action.
So do you know what he meant by he doesn't move his head, or he wasn't moving his head? That means he wasn't staying in the pocket, moving around, moving his head. He was mostly jumping in, jumping out. No different than Madrimov, but Madrimov's way of doing it was different, obviously. Different styles. But he wasn't inside the pocket moving his head.
Of offensive action. It was just a terrible look, in my opinion.
Crawford is having a lot.
This is what I'm talking about. Elite fighters, they don't make these mistakes. Maybe when they're younger. You know what I'm saying? But not this much of a veteran.
Terrible look in my opinion.
Look at that shit, bro. Not this much. Now, if you look at, which I always consider, positioning of your feet, Madrimov doesn't really step inside to throw that right. Now, his job should be to take his left and step outside of Crawford's right. He doesn't necessarily do that, but he still fucking lands it. Look.
It was just a terrible look in my opinion.
See, he doesn't necessarily step in and bam, which you're going to see If you make a mistake like that with any elite fighter, you're fucking done, bro. I'm not saying Crawford is shitty, but he's an A+ fighter. He's not elite, bro. He has too many holes for elite level fighting. Here's one of them.
It was just
You can't do that. You cannot do that shit.
a terrible look in my.
I mean, what the fuck is that? What is that? What is he throwing? Is he throwing like a soft right hand? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is he just, you know? I mean, that's like 13-0 type of fighter. You just kind of throw a little soft. Like, he should be very methodical. He's not. The one thing that saves him is the fact that he had power in 147, in 140, in 135. That's why. It's not, you know what I'm saying? I don't consider, I mean, he's skillful, but, and I don't know what it is, bro. Like, he like has lapses in his fucking memory.
Action. It was just a terrible look, in my opinion.
Boom.
Crawford is having a lot more difficulty with Israel Madrimov than he did with Errol Spence Jr.
But my point is that I don't really see that many people making a big deal out of this performance. No one is questioning Crawford's skills at his age.
Israel was
Now, I want you to pay attention to this, okay? So all of a sudden, everybody forgets. This is why, you know, Chris, like, I'm telling you, bro, I think you're seeing shit wrong, but hey, this is an opinion. This is not about facts. This today is an opinion, not facts. Because, you know, the shit could end in one moment somebody lands it right. That's it. But the fact is, there's skill levels and there's certain holes that people give up to, and everybody finds a way to fucking beat you. Nobody's Superman. So here we see that he had a hard time. Okay, now let's hear what he says after the fight, because everybody forgot what he said after the fight. Everybody forgot. We just see the actual competitiveness, right? Okay, let's go.
Big deal out of this performance. No one is questioning Crawford's skills at his age.
Israel was a tough competitor. I knew he was going to be tough. Like I said, I knew all about him when I went to Uzbekistan, and they was telling me so much about him. He real strong. He had fast feet. He had good rhythm upstairs, and he was strong.
154 pounds. Could you feel the difference in the ring?
Yeah, you can feel the difference because, like I said, Israel real strong.
How many times did he say he was real strong? Let's count it.
No one is questioning Crawford's skills at his age.
Israel was a tough competitor. I knew he was going to be tough. Like I said, I knew all about him when I went to Uzbekistan, and they was telling me so much about him. He real strong.
One.
He had fast feet. He had good rhythm upstairs, and he was strong.
2.
154 pounds. Could you feel the difference in the ring?
Yeah, you can feel the difference because, like I said, Israel real strong.
3.
Opponent, you know. He only got 11 fights, but he's very strong.
4. Man, it's not even done yet. It's not even done yet. When he gets to the press conference and he says it again. That's 4 so far after the fight.
Is very strong, but Madrimov
5.
was strong. He had a good game plan. He had a lot of feints. Is very strong, but Madrimov was strong. He had a good game plan. He had a good game plan. He had a good game plan. He had a lot of feints. A good game plan. He had a lot of feints. Had a lot of feints. Had a lot of feints. And I was just trying to dictate when he was going to come. And a lot of times I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong.
Now that fight is over, this fight is over, is Canelo Alvarez the fight you want next?
Well, you know what I say. If the money's right, we got to fight.
He's very strong. 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 Fuck, he's very fucking strong. I don't know. Maybe if the money's right. Everybody forgot about that. All of a sudden. The guy admitted it himself that fucking Canelo's strong. I'm sorry, that Madrimov is strong. 154 is not an easy task. I mean, look, man, I remember when I was 35 years old. That's the last time I got to train at like, you know, at a high level, right? Like I wasn't even going to do a triathlon at that time. Hey, man, let our creator like destroy me if I'm lying to you, okay? Because I don't bullshit shit like that. I was 35 years old and I was probably in one of the better shapes of my life. I was around 167, right? I could run like 10 miles in about an hour and 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Not really struggling. I could swim about maybe 1,000 meters nonstop. Endurance and strength was really good where I needed it to be. I was 167 and I could rep like 375 squat, 205 bench press. I never tried to push 225, even though I probably could have, but I just liked the boxing aspect of my strength. Because, you know, the heavier you go, the less loose you feel. And I mean, the most that I ever squatted was 415. So I you know, I was a strong young man at that time. Okay. And I was 167, probably eating really well, running really well. I'm like, bro, can I squeeze down to 147? It would be extremely hard to squeeze down to 147. Okay. So for people to think that a 147 guy is going to train at a high intensity and then reserve that whole intensity, muscle ability, like the whole way the DNA works within your body, take it up to 168 when you've been working hella hard to get to that level to fight to 147. That doesn't make sense to me. Let me show you this real quick. When we talk about torque, I'm going to show you some little videos here. This is Tito Trinidad. When we talk about torque, it means like, this is like the most expressive way that you can see torque, okay? This is Trinidad against William Joppy. Tito Trinidad against William Joppy. Man, this is one of my favorite fighters. Just the way he threw that left hook and how he set up his body. So I'm going to show you what torque is in slow motion, okay? So now he spins him. This is like the first round. Watch this. Takes a left hook. Boom. Now he's getting ready to spin him around, okay? Watch this real quick. Look how he puts his left foot forward first and then he throws a hook. Boom. At the same time. You see that? Oh, my bad. I shouldn't have done that. Watch his left hook. Watch his left leg. Bam. You see? Jumps at once. Like this is training here. This is training. And he does it again, right? But slow motion. Watch. Right hand, step forward with his left leg. Boom. Hook again. Okay? So this is slow motion torque right here. Just so I can show you. Like this is the best way to show you an example of torque in your hips, having power in your legs. Trinidad is not a muscular man. He had little arms, little hands too. But that torque was destructive. Boom. So now let's look at some other stuff real quick. Canelo Alvarez averages about maybe 50% of his punches landed total. And about 30 to 40% of those, 30% of those punches are to the body. Okay? Let me get rid of this because I think that proved the point. The reason I show you when I say that to you is because of this. We're just going to get through this, man. This is my oh, by the way, yeah. Do I want to show this now? Yeah, let me, actually, we're good. I think I made a point. Check this out. I want to show you this real quick. Here we go, right here.
In August 2024, Crawford struggled mightily against Israel Majumov. And a lot of people, by the way, are disregarding that bout.
claiming Canelo won't be able to exploit the same flaws Madrimov exposed because, and this is what they say, Canelo doesn't fight like Madrimov. And you're right, there are some key differences between Madrimov and Canelo. But overall, as we're going to see later on, there's a lot of things Canelo can do that Madrimov did against Crawford. Plus, there's a lot of things Canelo can do that Madrimov can't. And on top of
I appreciate the channel I got this from, man. It's a BDB boxing or some shit like that.
that Canelo has all the strengths that Madrimov lacks. But let's look at the differences here. Madrimov, well, he leaps around more than Canelo. That's true. And he throws more feints. But first of all, Canelo does feint. And on top of that, one of the things that really confuses...
Right there. You see that?
But first of all, Canelo does feint.
Canelo does feint. So now, what I've noticed is that all the fighters that Crawford has fought, none of them have been able to feel comfortable in the pocket. Every single one of them, actually, I lied, Benavidez stayed in there for a little bit. He didn't want to stay in the pocket, so he was going in and out, in and out. That was his way of feinting, okay? But Canelo doesn't have to feint like that because he's very comfortable with inside covering his head and head movement, body, and all that, and counter with torque, with power. Remember that.
But first of all, Canelo does feint. And on top of that, one of the things that really confuses his opponents and throws them off for a loop is that Canelo will fire shots from all angles. Lead left hooks, lead right hooks, shots to the body, jabs, right hands. All of this confuses his opponent. So, yeah, he doesn't need to feint as much as Madrimov because some of his punches that come from all angles work in a lot of ways like a feint. So his level of deception and distraction is very similar to Madrimov's. Level of deception and distraction is very similar to Madrimov's. And Canelo doesn't need to move his feet as much as Madrimov, nor does he need to be as jittery. Because Canelo has superior defense to Madrimov's. He's also more confident, partially because of that defense and of his...
Places his foot, and it's true about his confidence in that defense and staying inside.
And chin. And Canelo has managed to walk down a greater number of top opponents than Madrimov has. And we're going to take a look at how he does that later on. Now, if you take a look at Canelo versus Saunders, the southpaw, Canelo is not feinting as much as Madrimov did versus Crawford.
So we see those feints. We see those feints, right? So check this out. Let's get to it real quick because I think I'm dragging on that. Now I'm going to show you. And again, he lost in this fight. Benavidez, his brother. But again, elite fighters they don't do mistakes like this. And don't tell me, it happened a long time ago. Nah, bro, you've been hyping them up since. Like, elite fighters don't do shit like this. I expect shit like that from him.
Good exchange. Closer to him. So after you get closer to, and he's looking to just create things.
You see that body, that shot to the body? He telegraphed that stuff, bro. It was easy to see.
Just create things.
Boom. Look. Now check this out. He continues with that stuff.
Oh, good.
We see him stepping outside with his foot. See his left foot outside of his body. And after that, he lands the right hand, or he probably landed the right hand at this point, and he's kind of going back. There you go, right there. He steps outside, and then bam, to the body. You telling me that he's going to be okay when Canelo does this shit to him? Crawford don't got a thick frame. He don't have wide hips and like a thicker body and shit. Look at his legs, dude. The guy has skinny fucking flamingo legs. Are you serious? Are you serious? Everybody wants to talk about real stuff. Well, dude, the guy has flamingo legs, bro. I could understand you doing that with a B-level fighter. But Canelo?
Oh, good right hand by Benavidez, right on the belt line where it says Crawford and pink.
Well, you know, he's making miss. You know, he can't feel the punch. Look, he's getting hit. Look at that, you know. He's catching him with those straight right hands. Look at that. How can you tell me that? Look. But of course, you know, you're in his hometown. Everybody, whenever you...
Benavidez really just stalking right in front of Crawford. Now he tries to put a combination together.
And that's always what I see, man. It's reckless when you do that. Anyways, but that's his style. You know, he's not like his brother. His brother's a little more compact, more practicing his craft. He's just a little loose. I don't think he trains as hard as his brother.
Which is smart by Terrence Crawford. First half of this fight, highly competitive. First half of this fight, highly competitive.
he steps outside his right foot and lands that fucking right hand. Boom! Look at that shit. No, that's not what I want, bro. Shut up. My bad, fam. Look at this. Boom! Come on, bro. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna show you why that leg is important. I'm gonna show you right now why that leg is important. Boom.
Concentration. He can concentrate for 36 minutes and figure it out in there.
I'm just going through this real quick, family. This is, I mean, I'm trying not to be long, man, but you know me, man. Sometimes I say that shit and it's like, it don't happen. But anyways, look how he does with this guy right here.
Asking why he's not picking it up. Absolutely. No, I don't know.
Oh, right hand from a dream off.
Shots to the body. Here lift their jabs.
Sean, it looks to me, but
Waiting on the back end, those shots. Go take it too. Initiating the action.
left from the dream off. He glanced down.
I'll let you guys take it. You guys
hasn't been switching much. Sergio's a right hand lands from Madrid. Now Madrimov trying to be the boss.
He's fighting an excellent fight.
Oh, he put everything.
But I wonder in the aftermath of a fight like this against the very
right here in front of us.
That left
control round from Crawford, but right there eating the right hand. So it's starting to heat up. The right hand is really. He's like fluid and jittery, but strong enough to get.
That's not elite level, man. Yeah, that's, as a matter of fact, you're right. He did get shot in the leg. He was off for like 18 months. I'm sure, bro. I'm sure. And he went 12 rounds with the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Jose Benavidez, he's not as skilled as his brother. He's skilled, but he's not skilled like his brother, bro. But here you see a lot of fucking reasons why you gotta doubt this guy right here, bro. You're getting hit by B-level fighters. I mean, he fought Ortiz. Ortiz beat him. I think Ortiz won by like 3-4 rounds. It just shows that Ortiz is probably 154. That's his max. He better not go to 160. He'll get clobbered. And to be honest, I don't even feel confident Ortiz at 154. He was crushing people at 147, but I guess the way that he was training, he really messed up his body, man. He had like low white blood cells or some shit like that. Like he's something weird with his blood. But he's kind of stuck, you know. He has to fight in a way that it's not his where he's maximizing all his ability. All right, so we see that here. Let me show you this real quick.
Say before, he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter.
I just say facts. I don't say anything like I'm lying or I'm facts. He faced maybe good fighters, but there's a difference between good fighters and elite fighters.
The knockout against Crawford.
I think every fighter looking for that knockout. If they say no, they are lying.
You mention one elite fighter. Just one.
So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stuff a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch.
I say.
Ask him, name one elite fighter you beat. Man, he didn't say any of it.
You're keeping it real.
I think this young man actually did a very good point. And I'm going to second this shit real quick.
Now let's analyze this. Who do you think is better defensively, Spence or Canelo? Did we ever see Spence slip and slide, roll under, and pivot out of the way of punches like Canelo did with Danny Jacobs? Nah, bro, we didn't. Now, before you guys flood the comments and say, oh, you're only naming one fight. No, I'm not. Canelo made Bivol miss a lot too. He made Billy Joe miss. He made Trout miss. He made Triple G miss. I can go on, but we have to move on. Next, ask yourselves this question. Do you think Spence has a better chin than Canelo? Think about this. Canelo fought Triple G 3 times. Triple G at one point had a 23 knockout streak. We saw what he did to Gabe Rosado, where he left him a bloodied mess. We saw what happened with Matthew Macklin, where Triple G hit him so hard with a body shot that we thought Macklin had his rib broken in half. That poor man probably didn't shit right for a month after that punch. And we all saw what Triple G did to Brook when he broke his orbital bone. What's my point? My point is that Canelo took some hard, wicked shots in all 3 fights with Triple G and took them like a champ and nodded his head and pretty much said, give me.
And at the same time, y'all disrespecting Gennady Golovkin, even though I didn't really like him. I guess I did. I just didn't like the fact that he stayed at 160. That's all he did. He stayed at 160. He didn't go up to 168 or anywhere else. I just didn't like that he stayed there. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't like that. That's the only thing I didn't like about Golovkin, bro. If he would have gone up, I would have probably rooted for him more. Pero ahí se quedó, güey. You know what I mean? But anyways, that's really the point too. You're fucking disrespecting Golovkin, bro. Now you guys are saying, Crawford's gonna come in and knock his ass out. What? Hold on a second.
Me more. So that brings us to this question. Are you Bud fans telling me that Canelo isn't going to be able to take a shot?
Look at his skinny legs, bro. Come on, bro. That's flamingo shit. Nah, you're probably thicker now, like in your upper body, but your legs don't get thicker. You got skinny legs. All Canelo got to do is just work that body, bro. And even if you block it with your forearms, because you got long forearms, it looks like, that shit's still going to hurt you because he's going to hit that. He's used to hitting people's forearms. So even if you try to block your body, because a lot of other fighters don't get to hit Crawford. By the way, most of the fighters that Crawford has fought have not been able to hit his body, okay? Because he gets to block him with his long forearms. In case you guys haven't noticed that shit, which is totally fine. That's his genetics gave him that ability. But that doesn't mean that this guy's not going to hit your arms when that's what he specializes in.
From Bud, who is really moving up from welterweight, because let's stop the cap with you Bud fans. Bud is not a true 154 pounder since he's only had 1 fight there. Come on, bruh. He isn't buzzing the Mexican legend. Lastly, do you think Spence had more power than Canelo? I'm going to leave that one alone because we all know what Canelo's power has done to guys like Kirkland, Khan, Kovalev, and many more. What about ring IQ? Did Spence ever set up a shot the way Canelo set up the Berlanga shot where he jabbed and conditioned Berlanga to think another jab was coming, but then feinted the jab, making Berlanga drop his guard to try to parry the jab, and then Canelo landed the huge left hook that dropped him?
That's why Berlanga was hitting his hands, because he's like, fuck, he set me up. Like, I expected a jab and he threw a hook. That's exactly right. It's not about skin tone, bro. It's just about skill, man. Y'all could have just kept it fucking like, nah, you're tarnishing boxing. Are the so-called Negroes of America tarnishing boxing with them trying to bring in race into this shit?
Dropped Berlanga so hard that it left Berlanga clapping his hands on the floor as if he was trying to turn the lights back on in a clap-on, clap-off commercial. Come on, bro. Let's be honest with ourselves. Canelo is levels above Spence and...
Yeah. Let's we always getting through this, man. No big deal. Payday. Check this out. Is this it? I think so.
The level of deception and distraction is very similar to Magomov's. And Canelo doesn't need to move his feet as much as Magomov, nor does he need to be as jittery, because Canelo has superior defense to Magomov. He's also more confident, partially because of that defense and of his tungsten chin. And Canelo has managed to walk down a greater number of top opponents than Magomov has. And we're going to take a look at how he does that later on. Now, if you take a look at Canelo versus Saunders, the southpaw, Canelo is not feinting as much as Magomov did versus Crawford, but that could also...
By the way, fam, look at the feet. I guess I might have played this really fucking fast and shit. I think I played it too fast. Let me see how it looks.
also possibly be explained.
No, that's too slow. Sorry. I might have to do it normal. But I need you to look at the feet.
Canelo is more experienced than Majumov at the professional level, and he has better defense, so he might not be compelled to be doing a whole lot of feinting to land one punch. Instead of feinting 3 times to land a punch, for example, he can feint once, and that's enough to get the job done. In August 2024, Crawford struggled mightily against Israel Majumov, and a lot of people, by the way, are disregarding that doubt, claiming Canelo job done. In August
By the way, I want to show you this jab. I've never liked about Crawford.
2024, Crawford
This one right here.
struggled mightily against Israel.
This jab's coming up. He goes high and then kind of slightly drops it down. Like, I don't know what he's doing. It's not a jab. It's like I don't know. Look, check it.
And
that right there.
And a lot of
It almost seems like he brings it high and drops it down. And he's done it even with other fights higher. Like he tries to hit the forehead. It's kind of awkward, man. And it's not effective. Which is why I bring back to my point. There's levels to this shit. He's an A+ fighter, not elite. He's not elite. A+, yes, not elite. Not Mayweather type, not Sugar Ray type, not even not Hagler for sure. Even though he tries to mimic Hagler. I think that's what he tries to do. You know, he has a little similar way of bringing his elbows down and shit, and he moves a little bit like that. But not even that, bro. The difference between you and Hagler would have, because Hagler can take a fucking punch. He proved that when he fought Tommy Hearns.
people, by the way, are disregarding that doubt, claiming Canelo won't be able to exploit the same flaws Majumov exposed because, and this is what they say, Canelo doesn't fight like Majumov. And you're right, there are some key differences between Majumov and Canelo. But overall, as we're going to see later on, there's a lot of things Canelo can do that Majumov did against Crawford, plus there's a lot of things Canelo can do that Majumov can't. And on top of that, Canelo has other strengths that Majumov lacks. But let's look at the differences here. Majumov, well, he leaps around more than Canelo. That's true. And he throws more feints. But first of all, Canelo does feint. And on top of that, one of the things that really confuses his opponents and throws them off for a loop is that Canelo...
That video I showed you where Crawford said, yeah, you know, I was just trying to time him, but he did a lot of feints, and, you know, a lot of times I was wrong. He said it himself. A lot of times he was wrong.
He will fire shots from all angles. Lead left hooks, lead right hooks, shots to the body, jabs, right hands. All of this confuses his opponent. So, yeah, he doesn't need to feint as much as Majumov because some of his punches that come from all angles work in a lot of ways like a feint. So his level of deception and distraction is very similar to Majumov's.
Now let me show you this right here because they think that's the way it is. Hold on a second.
Very mobile and underrated Billy Joe Saunders. Here you see him countering with overhand lefts, with body shots, rights to the body right after Billy Joe Saunders starts his attacks, particularly there with the left hand. Canelo counters him with body shots. So let's rewind. We saw those in real time. So again, Canelo wasn't leaping, just like Majumov did against Crawford. We saw those in real time. So again, Canelo wasn't leaping, just like Majumov. Canelo wasn't leaping, just like Majumov did again. Canelo wasn't leaping. Just like Majumov did against Crawford. And a lot of the clips
My
we saw.
bad. My bad. What I was trying to show you guys is like, you can see in this part here,
forward to being ranged.
how Canelo steps outside of Saunders' right foot. Not
his
here.
foot touching Billy Joe Saunders a little bit right there. So now he's
No, okay, maybe he's going to do it here too.
expecting Billy Joe Saunders to throw something. So what Canelo is doing is pressuring and then trying to counter all that pressure. So he sees Billy Joe Saunders about to throw a jab, slips it.
Look how quick that is. Look at that slip. Remember I showed you guys with Trinidad? As soon as they see the movement, they move with their legs. It's the torque. It's that torque right there. They're setting up their punches. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. Canelo steps outside and steps inside too. It's not just outside.
But now notice a key thing here. Look at Canelo's lead foot. So as he slips it, simultaneously, he starts sticking that left foot more towards the left. cutting off some of the escape avenue, but also giving himself the angle to throw that right hand against the southpaw Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders at the last minute sees it, but it's too late, and he catches it right there, went through the guard, and notice how hard he gets pushed back there by that heavy right hand. Compare and contrast those right hands from the ones that Majumov was throwing. You can imagine Canelo's going to have more oomph behind them. Similar timing here off the opponent's jab. Like people say he can do, like Majumov did. And obviously he can't follow it up. He can't follow that right hand up with a left hook afterwards because shot, he's slow. That's a bit of an illusion right there. The other thing is when people say he's got slow feet. This is against Billy Joe Saunders. See him backing up there? Like I said earlier, it's a misconception that Canelo has cement feet. He has cement feet when he's coming forward because he wants to plant himself to deliver those sledgehammer shots. But when he's on the defensive, he can still back up. See here against Munguia last year. This ain't 2021. This is last year. He chooses to back up sometimes to give opponents a different angle and still in place to counter. Incorporating head movement. See those little steps back, comes right back on offense, and then steps back and leans back at the same time. Some of what he does is unorthodox. When he crosses his feet going back, I wouldn't do it. But, you know, the world-class guys, they can break or bend the rules because...
He's got a point. Sometimes when you're just that good, you can do that shit. Here, let me show you guys some of these other things, and then we can call it a day. Payday. Video I wanted to show you. So here's what we see Canelo against John Ryder, right? This guy's a southpaw. Canelo throws his jab, but you can see where his body position is, and he's outside of his right leg, okay? So if you're a southpaw, my left leg is going to be to your right side. Throws right hand. Throws a feint. Watch his feet. Here, what he does, he lures him in, but he makes sure that he doesn't put a lot of weight on his front foot. You can see how his upper, like how his left foot is up. So he brings him in to give him another look. Now, Canelo always is good about this right here. And this is what I think causes people to get tired quicker, because it's like, bro, you're all up in my fucking face. Like, I need you to stay away from me. Now, Canelo needs to keep Crawford right here, because Crawford got long arms. And that's what he likes to do, stretch his arms out. And, you know, he does those wide hooks. If Canelo closes the gap real quick, it's over for this guy. Because he has long arms. Remember, think about that. He has long arms, and he likes to throw those wide-ass hooks and shit. You guys saw it against Porter. Look, I'll show you. This is Canelo boxing. Let's see. Let me hold on a second. Look at Porter. Look at the way he throws the punches against Porter.
It matters to the judges. That's exactly what his trainer told him.
Not only the judges, but it's allowing Porter to get into a rhythm, to gain confidence. And it's forcing Bud to press because he knows he's behind, at least on my scorecard.
Look at this from Bud
possibly the official scorecard.
Early on in round 6, as you see the head movement from Porter, but not able to dodge Porter, but not able to see the head movement. As you see the head movement from Porter, but...
See, that's the jab I was talking about. The way he throws that jab. He like throws it down.
In round 6, as you see the head...
It's fucking sloppy as hell. Because, I mean, that made, you know, you get a point, but that anyways, let's just see the point here.
Movement from Porter, but not able to dodge all of it.
You see? So now check this. He comes in. Just like Benavidez, well, not in this part. He moves back, all right? But Benavidez did this right here. This danger zone is this close-up. Benavidez steps outside, and throws the right hook. Look, now, listen to this. Look, you see this right here? I'm sorry, I missed it. So here's where you see Canelo throws the left hook, but he steps inside his right leg. That's a different look. See that right there? Look at his body. Now, he ducks. Canelo was trying to, like, you know, trick him, thinking he was going to go to his body, but he was going to go upstairs. Ryder saw it. Watch this. Look where his feet are. Jab, outside, right hand. Right? Jab, outside, right hand. Now he says inside, left hook. See this? Look at his left leg. Inside, left hook. Now he's testing him. Now he's testing to see what happens when he steps inside. How is he going to react? And you see Canelo do it more often. He's going outside with his left leg, but then he starts stepping inside after a couple of these more punches. Right there, he steps, hold on. No, he steps outside still. So he's like setting him up. I'm going to step outside. I'm going to step outside and I'm going to hit you with my right. Step outside, hit you with my right, whether the stomach or the face. And then he starts doing this. Watch this. Step inside. See that? Steps inside, hook. Steps inside, hook. Steps inside, hook. Steps outside, hook again. You see that? Crawford has never fought anybody that does this shit. I don't give a rat's ass how fucking think you are capable of because you beat Spence. You've beaten B plus fighter. Spence was a B plus fighter, straight up. I've never liked him. I think he was slow. I mean, he should have. As a matter of fact, he should have beaten Garcia's brother, Robert Garcia's little brother and shit. The guy went up to 147. He didn't knock him out. He just beat him by points. That's not impressive to me. You're saying you're elite? This is elite level right here. Can you set this shit up? Can you set people up, get them used to you going outside, and then all of a sudden you just step right in and shit? Boom. And that's what you do to a southpaw. You see, nobody has been able to do this. Everybody has problems with southpaws. Canelo fucking figured it out. When you want to throw a body when you want to throw a hook to a southpaw, you step your left foot in like that. You get better leverage. Because they're always going to duck or go back. Especially when you step in. That's what southpaws do. Look at every single southpaw. They're going to have to figure out a way to fucking defend this shit. Look, the guy's like, is he going to step outside or inside? Boom. Is he going to step outside or inside? Boom. Now he goes outside. And guess what? He does it again. Not here. He goes inside here, hits him on the shoulders, but then he goes outside. No, he goes inside. That's the same one. But then he goes outside on this one. Boom. You see that? Outside. Not inside. It's all about positioning and torque and setting people up. It's not just about arms and shit. You know, you guys always look at the arms, man. It's not just about that. He steps outside again. Oh, okay, that's it. I got one more and we're done. Let's see. Getting KO. Let's see.
Everybody else, watch. I said before, he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter.
I just say facts. I don't say anything like I'm lying or I'm facts. He faced maybe good fighters, but there's a difference between good fighters and elite fighters.
There's just a difference.
See that he's much more composed than Majumov is. What Canelo does is he walks forward with some head movement, and then he counters of the pressure that he applies. Majumov, meanwhile, at least against Crawford here, throws one shot and then tries to flee. And we're going to take a closer look at that later on. But now one of the reasons why he kept doing this is because he respected Crawford's counters. And in a lot of ways, that's what made Madrimov very jittery and made him throw a lot of feints and not as much punching. But then that's the thing. What if Canelo doesn't respect Crawford's power to the degree that Madrimov did? Because we've seen Canelo walking down bigger guys than Crawford, sharp counterpunchers like Saunders, hold his ground against Golovkin in the second fight, even in the third fight as well. Golovkin is still a sharp, hard-hitting boxer. Canelo also was fighting a heavy-handed, quick-handed guy in Daniel Jacobs and was very relaxed. And in his last couple of fights, he was backing up Berlanga and Munguia, two very heavy hitters, and of course, not on the level of a Crawford in terms of skills.
Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. It don't mean nothing, man. I'm sure you guys have better channels to look at this shit for. I just figured I'd put my little 2 cents into it. It's my opinion. You asked me already. The way I look at it like this is this, man. When you got records like that, I don't know what the fuck to think. Madrimov, B fighter. B minus. Earl Spence, probably B plus, A minus. This guy's like B minus, C level. Porter, I never thought he was really great. I think he's B. Kell Brook, there was a time where he might have been that good, but as soon as he went for the money, he got destroyed. After that, he was probably like a B level. Kavanaugh, definitely fucking C level. Amir Khan was A minus at one point. I don't know what he is at that moment. Maybe C plus, B minus. Benavidez, I would see a solid B. Jeff Horn, you fucking suck, so I don't know what the fuck your score is. Julius Ndingo, C fighters. C fighters, C fighters. C fighters, C fighters, C fighters. See what I mean? So, of course, you would look good when you have B level competition. This is not really. Erlanga, B. Jaime Munguia, solid B. Charlo is an A minus. John Ryder, no, probably B minus. Golovkin, I don't want to, I guess elite, but I don't know, bro. Like, he's good. He's elite, low level. Of course, he's elite. Caleb Plant, a solid A. B plus, C, B plus, at one point A plus, but during that fight probably B minus. Jacob was like a good A minus, A plus, A minus, B plus maybe. B minus. Of course, you guys know the score. You know the score. This guy, fuck, you let everybody down, bro. I'll give you a D. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, when you compare the record, bro, come on, man. It's disrespectful to bring race into this shit. Because then once you start doing that, then you don't take it back, bro. Like, you don't take that shit back. Then you're just like the white man. It's crazy. Yeah, have a good night. I'm not playing no songs. I'm out.
Y Cal, hijo, abre los ojos. Cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Aléjate de sombra. Deja que nuestro dolor sea fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre.